1973 was a year when soul music felt like sunlight warming the skin. The grooves got deeper, the voices got smoother, and the messages, they spoke straight to the heart. The OJs were giving us power.
Tell all the folks in Russia it's time to.
Gladys Knight was pulling at our tenderness.
Oh, will you stay with me? Stay with me.
And the world felt like it moved to the rhythm of love. These are 10 unforgettable R&B songs from 1973 that still live inside us. Number 10, Midnight Train to Georgia by Gladys Knight and the Pips.
On that midnight train to Georgia. Get on a midnight train.
There's something about this song that feels like home, warm, familiar, and filled with bittersweet truth. In 1973, Gladys Knight recorded this track for Buddha Records, and it wasn't just another hit. It was a crossroads story.
Too much for the man. Too much for the...
A man chasing big dreams in Los Angeles, ready to return home after the city didn't love him back. And a woman choosing to stand by him, not out of weakness, but out of deep, steady love. What many folks don't know is that the song was originally written as Midnight Plane to Houston, before Gladys and her team reshaped it into something smoother, warmer, and undeniably soulful. The studio session had a live, church-like energy. Gladys' voice lifting, the Pips answering like a choir of memory and devotion. When this song played on radios in '73, you could picture everything. Twilight on the tracks, street lights flickering past a train window, two people holding on to each other against the world.
But he sure found out the hard way. The dream.
It hit #1 on the R&B charts, won a Grammy, and still feels like a quiet vow between hearts. If that one touched the soul, the next track is pure fire and movement. Number 9, For the Love of Money by the OJs. This one didn't just play in 1973. It hit like a warning bell echoing through every city street. Released on the legendary Philadelphia International Records, this was the OJs at their most commanding. They were already rising off the success of Backstabbers. But this song, this was social commentary wrapped in pure funk power. The signature bass line, played through a wah-wah pedal, wasn't an accident. Producer Tom Bell wanted it to feel hypnotic, like the pull of temptation itself. When that bass hits, you feel like you're walking through neon-lit nights, storefronts glowing, pockets empty, dreams heavy. What many listeners didn't realize at the time is how deeply the song spoke to the era. 1973. America was wrestling with economic change, racial inequality, hustle culture, and survival. The OJs weren't judging. They were naming the struggle with honesty and heat. For the Love of Money climbed the charts, but more importantly, it became a mirror. The kind that makes you think about what you chase and what it costs. And through it all, the groove stayed irresistible. You could dance, think, and testify, all at the same time. If that was the sound of temptation and truth, the next song brings us straight into soul-soaked tenderness. Number 8, Let's Get It On by Marvin Gaye.
Let's get it on.
Now this one was silk, heat, tenderness, and pure emotional honesty woven into a single moment on vinyl. By 1973, Marvin Gaye had already reshaped soul music once with What's Going On, a socially conscious masterpiece. But Let's Get It On was different. It wasn't about politics or injustice. It was about desire, vulnerability, and the courage to feel deeply.
Baby, no, and
Recorded for Motown's Tamla label, Marvin didn't start with the song as we know it. Early drafts were rooted in spiritual themes, almost a hymn to love and connection. But life has a way of rewriting even the purest intentions, and Marvin was wrestling with heartbreak, longing, and transformation at the time. When he stepped to the mic, something shifted. The performance became intimate, slow burning, and almost confessional. And that's why the song hits so deeply. It's not just sensual, it's emotional honesty with the lights down low.
You know what I'm talking about. Come on, baby.
You can imagine a summer night in '73. Windows open, the record player spinning slow, the room humming with warmth. Marvin's voice didn't just sing, it invited. It reminded everyone that vulnerability isn't weakness, it's connection. Let's Get It On topped the R&B charts, lived on the Hot 100, and became one of the most recognizable love songs ever recorded.
I ain't gonna worry. No, I ain't gonna.
It's been covered, sampled, quoted, and slowed down in countless romantic moments. Yet every time we hear it, it still feels like the first time. If this was the sound of intimate devotion, the next track brings us to a groove made for movement and joy. Number 7, Keep On Truckin' by Eddie Kendricks. When Eddie Kendricks stepped out of the Temptations to go solo, a lot of folks wondered if he could carry that magic on his own. But in 1973, he answered with a groove so smooth you could skate on it. Keep On Truckin' arrived on Tamla Records like a cool breeze on a summer sidewalk. Light, funky, and full of confident stride. This was Eddie asserting his independence. The Temptations were leaning into Norman Whitfield's psychedelic soul experimentation. But Eddie wanted something warmer, more danceable, more him. Really resisting the urge to dance while they played. The song's rhythm walks, it struts, and Eddie's falsetto glides right over it like silk. You can picture it. Block parties, roller rinks, Friday nights when everybody just wanted to feel good for a while. It topped the R&B charts and showed the world that Eddie didn't just step away, he stepped forward. If that was the sound of confidence in motion, the next track brings us deeper into Heart and Harmony. Number 6, Neither One of Us Wants to Be the First to Say Goodbye by Gladys Knight and the Pips. This one is the quiet ache of 1973, the kind of song you feel in your chest before you even realize it's playing. Released on Motown's Soul imprint just as Gladys Knight and the Pips were preparing to leave the label, it became a farewell in more ways than one.
Got to the point where
The group recorded it during a time of transition, uncertainty, and emotional weight. And you can hear every bit of that in Gladys's voice. The story is universal. Two people who already know love has run its course, but can't bring themselves to speak the final words. Gladys doesn't sing this one, she testifies. The Pips respond like a memory echoing back.
I guess neither one of us.
And the arrangement? Soft strings, patient rhythm, a slow surrender. When this hit number 1 on the R&B charts, it wasn't because it was catchy. It was because people recognized themselves in it. This is the kind of heartbreak that doesn't shatter. It lingers. And now, we're halfway through our journey. If these 1973 soul classics are bringing back memories, go ahead and like this video.
Every time I find the nerve to say I'm leaving.
It helps keep this music alive for new ears and old hearts. And don't go anywhere. We've still got 5 more timeless tracks to come, each one richer than the last. Number 5, That Lady Part 1 and 2 by the Isley Brothers.
Lovely lady.
This one came through the speakers like a spark. By 1973, the Isley Brothers were already legends, but That Lady marked a rebirth, a shift into their 3+3 era.
Fine lady. Hear me calling out.
They blended funk, rock, and soul into something bold and electrifying. And at the center of it all was Ernie Isley's guitar. That solo didn't just play, it pierced the air. What's wild is that That Lady was originally a smooth doo-wop style track the Isleys recorded back in 1964, but in '73 they transformed it completely. New energy, new vision, new fire.
Fine lady. I would love to take her home.
Ernie, heavily inspired by Jimi Hendrix from their earlier touring days together, plugged in and unleashed something unforgettable. His guitar became almost a second voice, crying, laughing, teasing its way across the groove. The song felt like summer concrete, big afros, mirrored sunglasses, and slow swagger on a busy city street. It cracked the top 10, became a cultural staple, and still turns heads the second that riff hits. If this was elegance with a razor-edge groove, the next track brings us into pure, buttery soul smoothness. Number 4, You Are the Sunshine of My Life by Stevie Wonder. 1973 was a golden year for Stevie Wonder. He was in the middle of what many call his classic period, a stretch of music where everything he touched felt timeless. You Are the Sunshine of My Life came from his album Talking Book. And it wasn't just a love song, it was a celebration. A gentle, steady, glowing warmth. One detail many listeners miss. Stevie doesn't actually sing the first lines. The opening is sung by Jim Gilstrap and Lonnie Groves, two background vocalists who set the tone like a sunrise slowly filling the room. Then Stevie steps in with that unmistakable tenderness, and suddenly the whole world feels brighter. The production is intimate but rich. Fender Rhodes keys sighing softly, a subtle jazz groove, a melody that feels like it floats. It wasn't flashy. It didn't need to be. It simply felt good. This was the sound of waking up next to someone you love, light streaming in softly. No rush, no fear. A song that makes you close your eyes and breathe. It reached number 1 on the Billboard charts, won a Grammy, and continues to be played at weddings, anniversaries, and Sunday mornings everywhere love is real. If this song brought us gentle joy, the next track reminds us how music can lift a whole community. Number 3, Love Train by the OJs. Oh, this one was more than a song. It was a movement. Released in 1973 on Philadelphia International Records, Love Train wasn't just about romance. It was about unity, hope, and the belief that people across the world could lift each other up.
Please don't miss this train at the station.
The Vietnam War was still casting a shadow. The civil rights movement was evolving into new forms, and communities everywhere were searching for something to hold on to. The OJs gave them an anthem. With that unmistakable Philly soul production, lush strings, bright horns, joyful hand claps, the track feels like it's motion itself. The groove rolls forward like wheels on rails, steady and unstoppable. And when the group calls out cities across the world, London, Cairo, East and West, the message becomes clear. We're all riding together. One fascinating detail. The studio session reportedly felt like a celebration from start to finish. Producers Gamble and Huff encouraged everyone to sing like they believed the world really could change. And for a moment, when this hit #1, it felt like maybe it could. If this was the sound of global unity and joy, the next track dives deep into groove, swagger, and bold, unstoppable rhythm. Number 2, Superstition by Stevie Wonder. This wasn't just a song, it was a jolt of electricity to 1973. Stevie Wonder was experimenting heavily with synthesizers and drum machines at the time, and Superstition was born out of that fearless creativity.
You believe in things you don't understand.
The backbone of the track is Stevie himself. He played that iconic Horner clavinet riff, the drums, and much of the arrangement. It was funk that didn't ask permission. It commanded the room. Here's the part many don't know. Superstition was originally written for guitarist Jeff Beck. After Stevie and Beck were jamming in the studio. But when Motown executives heard Stevie's version, they knew instantly it was too powerful to give away. They rushed it out, and the reaction was immediate. The beat was gritty, the groove was unstoppable, and Stevie's voice carried a grin you could hear. This was the sound of confidence, swagger, and a little bit of mystic warning.
You believe in things you don't understand.
Play it anywhere, 1973 or today, and heads still snap to the rhythm. If that had the world moving, what comes at #1 is the kind of song that lives in the soul forever. #1, Let's Stay Together by Al Green.
Times are good or bad, happy or sad, yeah.
This is the heartbeat of 1973, a song that doesn't just play, it wraps itself around you. Al Green recorded Let's Stay Together with producer Willie Mitchell at High Records in Memphis, and the moment it hit the airwaves, the world slowed down just a little. It wasn't loud, it wasn't flashy. It was smooth, sincere, and open-hearted. The sound of love said softly.
Oh yeah, all right with me.
The track was built on warmth. Those gentle horns like morning sunlight, that steady drum pattern that feels like slow dancing in socks on a kitchen floor. And Al's voice, tender, pleading, effortless. At the time, he wasn't trying to be a superstar. He was simply telling the truth about wanting to hold on to love, even when life shifts and changes.
Never be untrue.
There's a story from the studio. Al was almost unsure about the song at first. He thought it might be too simple. But Willie Mitchell told him, sometimes simplicity is the thing that cuts the deepest. And he was right. The song rose to #1, won hearts across the world, and became one of the most beloved soul recordings of all time.
Yeah, I just came to see.
And today, it still soundtracks weddings, anniversaries, reunions, second chances, any moment when love chooses to stay. From dance floor grooves to tender confessions, 1973 gave us soul music that still beats inside us. These songs carry joy, longing, love, and truth. And they continue to remind us just how powerful music can be when it speaks directly to the heart. Thanks for taking this soul stroll with us. If you enjoyed this trip back in time, subscribe to keep the groove alive and never miss our next journey through R&B history. And when you're ready to keep listening, tap the video on your screen to ride with us into 10 R&B songs only. Those who grew up in the 1980s remember, where the soul only gets deeper.